Well, howdy neighbor. Welcome back to Hammer and Saw Customs right here on the big island of Hawaii. I'm old brother Bill and I'm going to be your master electrician. No, not really. Not even in the same galaxy as those awesome professionals. Old brother Bill is still a non-professional, jack of all trades, master of none. Today on our video, part 14 if I'm not mistaken, of the Hammer and Saw Customs pallet wood workshop, fix it shop, off-grid shop, break it shop. And today, since it's all nice, bright and sunny, we're going to be installing, that's right, our solar array. So today is not a video that you want to skip school on. You're going to want to watch today's video. Got a lot of good information. Got some tips, tricks, tips and tricks of the trade to share with you guys, and we'll jump into some other stuff. So come on back after the intro and we'll get started. How that works out when you got a couple that both have Alzheimer's, unfortunately, and neither one of them can remember the safe word. Oh, hey neighbor, you're back already. You guys keep sneaking up on me that way. So here we go. Got a lot of stuff to cover today, so to try to keep this video from being too long, I'm going to try to shut up and do a lot of work, because I've been told, or someone made the comment that I talk too much and I need to get more work done. But see, the problem is with a southern gentleman or person, we like to talk and tell a story as we do what we're doing. That's why I like a lot of the local Hawaiians. They got a thing called talking story, and that means that they're sharing their experiences or story or what happened. So that means a lot. Plus, a little word to the wise for the ladies out there. If you do want your southern gentleman or guy to shut up, just tie his hands. Yep, just tie his hands, you know. Tie his hands, can't speak anymore. But of course, that opens up a whole new can of worms, because if he can't talk, his mind starts working. And then you're going to have a whole nother situation to be handling. Well, pun intended. All right, well, while you figure out what I was trying to say there, just stew on it. Of course, maybe it's because you haven't had anything to eat or drink. So scooch on in, rest your hands and face, pay close attention. Grab you a snack to feed that stomach and your old brain. Grab you something cool to drink, because it's a hot one today. So Brother Bill's drink of choice, as always, and will always be some good old Southern sweet tea with some NASCAR additive. Ooh, it is smooth. We're not gonna dip into that too much, because we will be working with some low voltage items today. So we want it to be lively, but not that lively. So all right, so what I've already got going for you is I've got 3 of the panels installed over here. I'm going to do 3 more panels over here for a total of 6. So I'm going to show you how I did those, but I worked out all the kinks on the wiring and my braces and positioning. Now, real quick info, and this is for the info for you that want to know more about solar panels. You may say, well, your angle, they're in the shade, blah, blah, blah. Well, yes, no, and maybe so. Of course, you always want to try to shoot your panels to the south, but you may have another building, you may have a group of trees, and you never get any southern light. Know your area, know your situation. You may get more light in the morning, you may get more light in the afternoon. For me, I get more light south-southwest. Most of my sunshine comes mostly due to all the rainforest to the east and the south. So they're shooting that way, and I'm going to get all that nice hot afternoon sun. Going to give me plenty of power. Going to be at least 6+ hours, and that's all I need for here. So that bit of information. You may say, wow, your angle of your panels. In Hawaii, we're so close to the equator, you only need about 20% of an angle. I've actually got mine a little more than that, so they're going to grab even more sun as it goes down at an angle. I didn't have all the brackets because these are used, repurposed, but new to me, solar panels. So I've made my own bracketry, and I've come up with my own hammer and saw custom Brother Bill attachments. So I'll show you how I'm doing it. This is not how you're supposed to do it. Just a little something to inspire you on getting out there, getting some stuff done. So with that, to a close, I've got all the tools out today. I've got some extra stuff, and I'm going to show you some stuff I've been doing all along, but I haven't showed you because it just hasn't been time in some of the videos, and maybe just wasn't worth a video by itself. With that, I am going to start the assembly and mounting of the panels, so I will see you on the other side. All right there, neighbor. That was the easy part. No, actually, that was probably the hardest part of the whole thing. So now we're going to jump in to installing the wiring. So we're going to do one continuous wire. We're going to wire panel to panel. That's going to keep our 12 volts. These are 12 volt panels, 53 watt. They're in and around about 3 amps. Since they're old, recycled, used, they're probably not that productive anymore, so that'll work out fine because I'm only going to use a 10 amp charger, solar charger, for just these 3, and then I'll have another one for the other one as I combine them. So let me get set up and I'll show you how I'm doing the wiring. So stay right there. All right, neighbor. So you want to get in here close, get your teeth all up in here, see what we got. I've got a slew of tools. We've got Phillips screwdrivers and all kinds of stuff here. Wire cutters, everything and anything today. So in the comments, I'll just drop all those tools in there to keep you from getting overwhelmed. Biggest thing is these are used, so there's been some other repair work and things of that nature. Biggest thing is you're going to want to remember positive and negative. So we've already got some of my wire already cut off the length. We're just going to drop that in. Trim that off. Be careful when you're trimming your wire if it's not something you're used to, because sometimes it takes years to get used to trimming wire. Because some people, they cut into the insulation and you don't want to do that. And of course my wire cutters are old like me, kind of worn out, but they do good enough. You only want to trim back about 1/4 inch of insulation and protected insulation there. And then basically you're just going to go black to black, red to red. Pretty simple. Now you can test your panels with a multimeter to see what your voltage is, to make sure that you're on positive and negative. But this one's clearly marked. And you can also, there's a procedure you can check out online on how to check your panel to make sure it doesn't have a short, that it's putting out the proper voltage. This, that, and the other. So, pretty simple. We're going to drop that in there. We're going to close it up. We're going to come down to the next box. And I'm going to double those up in that box and double up in the next box where we have just one continuous line. So, I'll back you up so you can see the procedure. And we'll go from there. So, stand by. All right, neighbor. Hopefully that's lined up for you. I'm just going to hammer on through, even though we're wiring on through. So I will see you on the other side. All right, neighbor, we're going to slow down things a little bit. Got a little meter here. And what I want to do is, while I'm at this stage, there's a couple things I'm going to show you here. I'm going to use just a regular old multimeter, and I'm going to test my voltage coming out of my first panel, the second panel, and my third panel pretty much all at one time. Or at least the two, and then we'll get to the third one. Biggest thing here is I'm looking for voltage. The correct voltage, we're probably going to see probably 16, 17, 18 volts, and that usually drops once you hook up the charger to about 14 or so. And then what I'm looking at here is, since I'm going to have to double up my connections, so the wire doesn't twist off, I'm actually going to crimp a small spade on there so I can stack the two and screw them down, and it'll be more secure. So here we go. Positive, positive. Hey, look at that. We got 17.5 coming out of our top panel, even in the shade. So that's where my point was about knowing where to put your panels. Just because you think you put it in the right, perfect spot, it may not, because you got to think about the whole day as it goes. And they were at 17.5 on that. I don't know if you saw, you probably didn't see that from there, but you can see it was a minus because I reversed the leads just to show you that you still could get your reading, but it'll let you know if you got the positive or negative reversed. So with that, leave that there. And now we're going to crimp some ends on. Now, these are an old calibrated crimping tool, but you don't have to use a fancy smancy one like this. You might even find one of these at a yard sale of an old guy that's retired from doing some kind of work like this. Or you can just use the regular old crimps that they got at the big box store. Note, this is not important, or maybe it's not important, but there's a seam on your little metal tab spade. And what I do is I always turn it around from the crush point, because I don't want that to open up. Some people might do it the other way. That's just the way I do it. Right or wrong, it's Bill's way. Basically now we got some spades that'll slide in there, stay more secure, because we're going to stack this other one. So back to the fast forward, and I'll see you on the other side. All right there, neighbor. We've got them all wired. We've got our pigtail basically ran out to where we're going to install our charge controllers. Right now I'm going to throw in the ground, which I think is a little overkill with such a small panel setup, but it never hurts to err on the side of caution. The rock here has got a lot of high iron in it, so it doesn't hurt to get that off the building into the ground and away from your equipment. If you get a direct hit, well, sorry, all bets are off and everything's going to be toast. But for all those little electrical bleed overs, maybe lightning strikes over there on a tree, because I've got a few thousand or more. You may get a little bleed over, and this will help save on our equipment here, hopefully. So I'm going to get started with the ground wire and show you how I tied that in. So stand by. All right, neighbor. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be joining this panel to this panel to that panel to a ground that I have right here, like I ran on the other 3 panels. So we've got a little ground wire. We're going to bring it down, and just like our solar panel wiring where we put some spades on there, we're going to do the same thing. So we could cap 2 wires here, and they'll be nice and secure to the solar frame, and then just continue on. So hopefully that's getting through, and I'll try to stay out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So I will meet you on the other side. Okay, so let's always remember, because I didn't mention it earlier, Oh Safety Steve says, what'd he say? He always says, all right, we're going to be working with batteries and wiring and things of that. Let's wear our safety glasses some work clothes to keep us protected from cuts, bruises, bumps, battery acid, wires poking us, and some good work shoes that'll protect those old feet. And of course, our glove laders, our flange covers, for keeping our hands safe. I was working with some wire there, you know, need that old dexterity, I believe that. Ooh, it's a big word, right? Dexterity. Yeah, I think that means nimbleness, or, you know, working with your phalanges to do the wiring. But now I'm going to, I've already cleared out our base and leveled it and put some drainage gravel down. And what this is going to be is, this is going to be our battery box charging storage area. And it is outside the old Pallet Wood workshop, because whether they're lead acid batteries, deep cycle like we're using here, they're used, or the glass mat or any of that, they all have gases that come off those batteries, and they can be volatile. So old Brother Bill might not do it the right way, the wrong way, and Brother Bill's way. With batteries, we want to keep all those gases outside the old shed as much as possible. So we're going to build us a little storage unit right here. I'm going to start with the base, and we'll go from there. And also I'm going to put some of my homemade wood preservative on this, even though the base is made out of 4x4 recycled oak cutoffs from some big hefty pallets that were shipping steel. I'm going to put my own mixture concoction that I've been putting on the building underneath. When I was building it, I didn't make a show of it because, I mean, how boring would that be? But I'll show you on a small scale of what that looks like. So stand by right there while I get it put in place and give it a nice coat. Well, there's our base coated. I've already pre-assembled. Maybe I'll need to back the camera up just a little bit so you can get the whole picture. So stand by. There we go. As you can see, the sun's already starting to creep around. Trying to get most of this done before it got too hot. But also, I pre-assembled our sides, just kind of speed up the installation process. Pretty simple though. We've got a 15-degree cut that we bring on with the, we bring across the top. Also used oak boards in this because they're a little bit more hardy to the weather that we have. And basically it's just 2 copies. This is going to be our cross piece that are second tier of batteries, because we got 6 batteries, 3 batteries across the bottom, 3 batteries on the top. So, got any questions? What's that? You know I can't hear you. So, let those fingers do the walking. Click clack on the old computer down there. Let me know. Give me some likes. Give me some comments if you don't mind. Here's a good idea. There's a little box down there if you're watching this on the old YouTube to subscribe. That's always great. Keeps the channel hopping. Thank you to all you folks, guys and gals, neighbors out there that have already subscribed, and all your comments. I greatly appreciate that. Also, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, check me out over there. Basically, it's going to point you back here to Facebook or YouTube. But old Brother Bill's figuring that out, so be patient, and I will see you on the other side. All right, neighbor. Here we go. Funny thing about Hawaii, it's either trying to drown you or the sun just comes out and just wants to fry you in an egg pan. So I had to put out the old tarp because it is getting bloody hot and humid. So let me adjust that 1 or 2 more times. Stand by. Adjustment complete, neighbor. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build some terminal cables for our positive and our negative batteries here. So when we apply our charge, we'll be charging across the battery bank, and then when we pull out power, we'll be pulling out across the battery bank. This is a number 10 gauge wire with some battery terminal spades on the end. I guess those are spades or rounds, or whatever you call those little doohickeys right there. Them things. Eyelet. There you go. So, I'm also going to be taking a small little brush and cleaning off the contacts. And what Brother Bill uses, you don't have to use, but I found out that petroleum jelly, a light coating of petroleum jelly on your lead acid battery contacts, keep them from corroding, keep the corrosion off of there, and the really good connectivity through it. So that's what I would wipe mine down. I probably won't do that right now. I'll just come back as a preventive maintenance thing later. But I just wanted to show you how we just get these guys set up, cleaned up, and the wires put in. And then we'll move on to connecting our solar charger and wires there. So with that, I will see you on the other side, neighbor. Okay, neighbor, there you have it. We've got our batteries connected to each other, and then we've got our bottom bank connected to our top bank, and we basically got them connected all the way around. So as we draw power, it won't draw from one side or one battery. It'll try to pull from the bank itself. And I'll show you how to do the inverter wiring, because you'll go across the whole 12-volt battery bank when you pull that energy back out of there. But we won't cover that today because we got a lot going on here. We still got to get the charge controllers and the wiring for that and everything. So let me get set up and we'll get the charge controllers in and over and get some juice flowing. So stand by. Okay, neighbor, got you pulled in nice and close and tight. We've got our wires from our 2 banks of solar panels. Get it out there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to mount our charge controllers just above our lid, so as we're coming and going, we can check the status of those and see if there's any issues, so we don't have to constantly open and close this box and do all that sort of thing. So I'm going to mount the charge controllers, connect the solar panels, and then run the charging wires for the batteries over to the solar panel, solar charge controllers. I know that didn't make sense, but you'll see it in the video, and we'll do a recap after the work is all completed. So once again, I will see you on the other side. All right, neighbor, there you have it. Both charge controllers wired in to our solar panels on this side, and then our charge controller is wired into our batteries. We don't have our connections tight, but we're already at 12.5. So 12.6 is a fully charged battery, and then float and bulk. Float's just a little over 12.6, and bulk will be close up to maybe around 14 volts on a 12 volt system. So we're already on our way to having this little setup working hard for us. So I'm going to tidy everything up and let you guys see what the finished product looks like with all the tools out of the way and the lid on and all that good stuff. So I will see you in just a few. Well, there you have it, neighbor. Pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, right? I know that was a lot of information to digest, but hey, at least you guys can rewind, play it, rewind, scratch your head, play it again, rewind it some more and go, what in the heck is he doing? Well, you know, there's the right way, the wrong way, and then the old Brother Bill way. So this works for me, may not work for you. That's the disclaimer right there. This is just to get you out and about, to not be afraid of things, and try them out yourself. Check me out, check some other guys out. Check out the folks down in my channel lineup that I like to watch when I have a moment, because I sure don't want to look in my face all the time, and I'm sure you don't either. So, recap, we've got all 6 panels, recycled solar panels, our own frames, some recycled wiring. We got us a small ground on there just in case. We got a battery box built with our 6 batteries. We've got our 2 charge controllers. They're in, they're charging. Those batteries are looking happy. And just like old Brother Bill said, if you'll look at the sun pattern, as that old sun, because there's many more hours of sun that way. Sun's just right about here. So it's got a long drop all the way down that way. So these bad boys will get full sun here pretty soon. Already over 12.6, which is a full charge, but we're looking to get them pumped up to like 13, 14 volts. So they'll be nice and happy, charged up when we start working inside and I start charging those old Bluetooth wireless tool batteries and running some lights. Because I might stay down here a little late to try to get some of that inside stuff done. So that's going to close it out for part 14 already. I can't believe it, neighbor. So also Fridays, 9 a.m. Hawaiian time, I'll be putting out a YouTube video. Yep, I want to keep doing that. So you'll see this next week. So, and then also, if you follow me on YouTube, Hammer and Saw, you'll see the video there, but it's going to take you over to YouTube. That's the only way I can do it for right now. So if you got any questions, concerns, comments, let me know down there. Got some banter, likes, dislikes. It is what it is, folks. This is all entertainment. Kinda. This is what old Brother Bill's going to do, and happy with it forever, how long it lasts, because you never know what tomorrow brings. Let's remember our soldiers, past and present, as always. Let's remember our first responders. Whether it's raining or sunny, they're out there trying to take care of us. Brother Bill always wants you to remember, you know it by now, if your neighbor can do it, you can learn to do it too. So until next time, neighbor, I want you to hammer on safely. I always appreciate our time. I thank you, folks, and aloha. Oh, folks, I almost forgot. I've got the, up there, I've got that siding put in. I have just been working. I think I might make that middle a vent. I haven't figured it out yet. And, whoa, looky there, folks. I've started on the other side. I think the last video, this was all still open. So there's the other side. I'm starting to do the trim. Hopefully I'll get the windows in real soon. And if I can get around here without falling down, tripping. Of course, I'm sure that would be funny. We've got the back wall skinned. I just got to do the eaves and the trim. So there she sits. Good old hammer and saw, pallet wood workshop. Fix it shop, off-grid shop, break it shop. Once again, thank you folks for watching. Come back and see me real soon. Aloha.